Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
Welcome, Warriors, to Movie Madness, episode 19, and this is an important one because it's talking about a boycott. James Bond has lost his mojo, and it's not because of who's going to be 007. It's because Daniel Craig caused James Bond to lose his mojo. Man, do we need Austin Powers 4 more than ever? I say when we boycott James Bond 25, we watch Austin Powers trilogy, because you know what? They're only getting better with age because of the PC culture. You can't release a movie like that anymore. That's why they should bring Austin Powers back. The only spy that still has his mojo, because James Bond sure doesn't. Now, in this video, it's an important one, because when I say boycott or warcott hard, I don't mean empty promises, barking with no bite, like a lot of YouTube. The woke police! No! That's not what I'm talking about. The way to send... I want to be a symbol for all of us. I am gonna always maintain my mystery, and it's because I want to be a symbol of the madman, the madness of the consumers, and us joining together not to put up with this crap. And it's not to replace one master with another, to buy t-shirts, to boycott one thing by buying another. You know, I do support independent artists, and I am for Comicsgate in a way, but the way it also milks the fandom is getting to a point where it's not any better. And I'm going to make a video about that too. But what I want to do here is empower the consumer and say, you come to the bank of fandom, you better leave it better than the way when you leave it, or don't abuse the bank of fandom. That's my point. I think there's a lot of abuse from the bank of fandom just because some people, some talented people, I'm not saying they're not talented, are the first ones to listen to the fandom. Now, listening to the fandom is a beautiful thing too. But I'm also going to talk about the number one reason you should boycott James Bond, and a warning for Daniel Craig. And you know who he's friends with? He's great pals with Rian Johnson. That should tell you enough as it is. But the number one reason you should boycott James Bond 25 is because it's led by Daniel Craig. And he's one of the worst type of social justice warriors. What do I mean by that? There's a term I like to call them is the last in line. The last in line social justice warrior. The white privilege of the last celebrity. The last white guy as James Bond. And he won't come back until his ego, something strokes his ego. And what do I mean by that? In past interviews, he said he would rather cut himself than comes back as James Bond. If he did come back as James Bond, it would only be for the money. So what is it? Does Daniel Craig have a death wish? And I'm still undecided whether I'm going to title and thumbnail this video as RIP. Rest in peace, Daniel Craig. He's got a death wish, and that's why he's back. He's a sellout. Or the third option, which I think is the most likely, is he's an egomaniac celebrity who thinks he is so important that the only way he's going to come back is to kill the character. And I believe Daniel Craig is the type we have here, the third type, the last in line social justice warrior, pulling up the rope, saying, white guys, I'm the last one in, with a bunch of talented actors waiting, but saying, no, come on, leapfrog again above the rest. You choices for diversity, to diversify the franchise just for marketing. That's all it's for. It's not for true diversity. Or the last male. And that's what we have here. And that's why you should boycott it. Boycott hard. Not only did Daniel Craig say those things, he held up the franchise by not actually moving on. He said those things, but he still negotiated for a huge paycheck, held up on 25, held up a very competent director with Danny Boyle, who had a vision for the film that clashed with his. Now, what do you think that was that got Danny Boyle fired? Probably Daniel Craig and his ego. I'm only coming back if I could be the last one. That's what you're getting here. I believe Danny Boyle's vision didn't have this. Honestly, what do you think? Now, the internet is also rampant with petitions and boycotts, and I support any fan taking things into their own hands. But you also have to pick your battles, and this is a battle I'm taking to you, Daniel Craig. Just ask your friend Ryan! Look at his trilogy that's never going to happen. You can join yourselves together because we got our knives out, and it's for your box office. We're going to crush you on the way out. And what do you have with your... What are your career highlights besides James Bond? Random guy in Tomb Raider? Extra Stormtrooper in The Force Awakens? The franchise starter of the Golden Compass? Oh, yeah. Or one of the many times you've tried to imitate and show your range as a Southern hillbilly. Just like you're doing in Knives Out and like you've done in that Adam Driver film. That's all you could pull off without being attached to a franchise. So enjoy your way out with your knives, with the fandom's Knives Out, and enjoy your career without being attached to a franchise. And I might title this video, Rest in Peace, Daniel Craig, because you hated it so much, you're back. Rest in peace with your career after you don't have the franchise film or the fandom that supports it. Don't take for granted the bank of fandom or the fans. And this is a warning to all big companies that treat fandom like this. Not only will we pick our battles and win every time because we're going to boycott this crap, not only is your franchise going to be dead, so's your career. Rest in pieces when you mess with fandom. The force of fandom, and when we boycott, we mean it. And we don't need to buy shit just to replace yours. That's what I'm talking about. And that's the message I want for fandom. And that's when I want you to join me, become warriors, and stop this crap for good, and not have to buy new crap just to replace it. Become my brothers in Star Warriors, toxic Avengers for fandom and for characters and things that matter, and stop this crap. And don't reward egomaniacs that only return just to kill it off. We're looking at you, Daniel Craig. Now, on to my plans for the channel. I want super chats. And if you want more madness, smash the hell out of that like button for more madness, more movie madness, and if you want to become a warrior of fandom. Because that's where the force is, that's where the future is, and with fandom and fan film, we don't have to put up with this crap. You want a new James Bond? Make a fan film! That's what I'm talking about. Create your own, because it's better than what we're getting with Hollywood. Get your super chats in for the next video. I'm also, if you want to see my Steelbook collection, if you want to see my credibility as a movie fandom pundit, you know all those Access Media? Access Media, I'm a fan! Really? Look what happens when their Disney Access check is pulled. And what Blu-ray or Steelbook have they bought? They don't buy their movie tickets, and then they don't buy their Blu-rays either. I got an early access code. Well, I got a collection to give my credibility. I've been a a movie fan. I'm a 30 plus year veteran of the movie industry from my couch, and I have the credibility to show it with my collection. So if you want to see that, smash the hell out of the like button and comment below. Yeah, show us your collection, and I might take this show onto the road, warriors. You want to see a car video? Me collecting, because I do collect. When I say boycott, I mean it. But I'm a consumer, and I have a large collection of movies, video games, music. I have a vinyl collection. So if you want to see that, if you want to see more of this madness and what the madman has to offer, you want to see different types of videos, comment below. Tell me what you think of this. Sorry it's been a while. Next month, I plan to go hard. And I want to have another war council. I really enjoyed that. And I want to get more voices in on it because the fandom needs counseling. Tell me what you thought of this madness and the current things you're boycotting or warcotting, because I want to know. I want to have a list of things that you should boycott or boycott and the reasons. Because fandom needs to stop showing up. It's simple. It's real simple. You don't have to not buy catchy t-shirts to prove a point. You just have to stop showing up. You stop showing up, things happen. Look at Galaxy's Edge. Look what happens when you don't show up. Look at the video game industry. Battlefield 5. Look what happens when people don't show up. That's how you send a message. Those are some thoughts of mine. I might come up with another video tomorrow. Leave your thoughts below. I'll see you next time. And tell me what you think of this Mask of Madness. And there's more to come. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. There's more to come, warriors. See you in the next video.
Kylo Ren's lightsaber. Look at it up close.
Dude, that thing looks dangerous, man. Poorly made. Like a little kid made it.
Then you don't have to look at it anymore.
Ready?
Look at it anymore.